So far, you have used multiple default built-in validation attributes. On this part, you'll learn how to create a custom one. But before we write any code, let us first mention the most used built-in attributes, including the ones that we have used so far. The first one is validate never. This indicates that a property or parameter should be excluded from the validation. We have the credit card attribute, and as the name already indicates, this does validate that the property has a credit card format. We have compare, which we used in the register view, and this validates that two properties in a model match. We have the email address, which validates that the property has an email format. Phone, to validate the phone number format. The range does validate that the property value falls within a specified range. We have the regular expression, which we have used to validate the property value matches a specified pattern. We have the required, which was the most basic one and is used to just check if the field has a value. The string length validates that a string value property doesn't exceed a specified length limit. And last but not least, we have the URL, which validates that the property has a URL format. Now, in our example, when we wanted to check if a user is submitting a valid link or URL address, we did use regular expression, but if you want, you can use this default built-in URL attribute. Now, let us go to Visual Studio and create a custom attribute to validate email addresses. Now, in here, what I'll do is that I'll just go to the Solution Explorer. And then in here, I'm going to add a new folder. Add a folder. I'm going to name this folder helpers. And then inside this folder, I'm going to add another one. I'm going to name this folder the validators. And then inside here, I'm going to add a C# class. The name of this validator is going to be custom email validator. And for this class to be a validator or a custom validator, you need to inherit from the base class validation attribute. Which does belong to system.componentModel.dataAnnotations. Now here, since we are going to validate an email address, the first thing that I need to do is that I need to define the validation pattern. Just going to define it as private, then const string, and this is going to be email pattern is equal to. And then in here, to ignore these special chars, I'll just use @ and then double quotes and simply paste the validation pattern. And here we have the assertion, the start of a string. Then the /w in here matches one or more word characters. This part matches basically the local part of the email address before the @ symbol. This group in here matches optional characters like hyphens, plus signs, periods, or single quotes, and followed by one or more word characters. This group allows for subdomains and special characters within the local part of the email address. The @ in here is to just match the @ symbol of an email address. Then this one in here matches one or more word characters representing the domain name, followed by a group. This is a group that allows for optional hyphens or periods, followed by one or more word characters in the domain name. And this group can handle subdomains and hyphenated domain names. This part in here matches the dot that separates the domain name from the top level domain, like for example, .com, .org, .net, etc. The W in here matches one or more characters for the top level domain. This group allows for optional hyphens or periods, followed by one or more word characters in the top level domain. This group can basically handle domains like .co, .uk, or .com.au. The $sign at the end asserts the end of the string, ensuring that the regular expression matches the entire email address. Now, this is just the pattern. What we need to do is that we need to override the isValid method. So for that, protect it, override, and then the result is going to be, or the response is going to be a validation result. And then we're going to override the isValid, which takes two parameters. The first parameter is going to be the value, and the second parameter is going to be the validation context. Now down here, what we are going to do is that we are going to check if the value is null or not, because in here we have said that this is going to be nullable. So if the value is null, and then in here, or string is null or white space, and then value dot to string, we are just going to return in here, return validation result dot success. Just bring this down here. Otherwise, down here we are going to get the email address. So string email address is equal to value dot to string. And then now down here we are going to check if the regex, and for that we need to import the system.text.regularExpressions namespace. So now what we're going to do is we're going to check if the email address does match the pattern email pattern. And if it does, we are just going to return, say return validation result dot success. Otherwise, we are just going to return a new validation result, which is going to have an error message. Let's add the semicolon in here. And now let us just go to the login VM. I'm going to remove the email address from here and also the regular expression. I'm going to replace them with custom email validator. Now in here, if I just go and try to import the namespace, you can see that it's not possible without having to explicitly set it or update the name. And that's because we have an error in here. Instead of defining this as custom email validator, I define it as customer email validator. Let us just go to the Solution Explorer, find the file. You can easily find it by clicking this Sync with Active Document button up here. F2 to just rename the file and rename it to custom email validator. You get this prompt which says that you are renaming a file. Would you like to perform a rename in this project of all the references? That is a yes. You can see the name is updated. Let us go back to the login VM. Now we can import the namespace, and that is the shortly.client.helpers.validators. Now to check if everything is working as expected, what I'll do is that I'll provide in here a custom error message, which is going to be email address is not valid, and then in here just custom. So we are sure that the error is coming from the custom email validator. Let us run this project. I'll just go in here to login, and then I'll just provide in here Erviset Trupia. I'm going to click the login button. You get the error which says that email address is not valid and then custom.